Hey everybody, and welcome to today's Friday video blab. Creaky chair and everything today, and my dancing. And you'll notice today it's just me, Lottie, in the room for you today at Press Play Press, because had so much fun last week with Blab. With Blab, for some reason, using my brand new Surface computer, it kicked me out of my own Blab. So I was left with my wonderful guest, Chris Cooper, who is a fellow professional speaker from the UK, talking about the mindset and how to get yourself on video, get on screen, even when you don't feel like it. Because that's his book, The Power of How to Get Things Done, even if you don't feel like it. So thank you to Chris and to Zefzan and to everybody who stuck with Chris. Well, I, the hostess with the mostest, wasn't really the hostess with the mostest because I wasn't even appearing on screen half the way through. But I hear that and see that Chris did a fantastic job. So big hugs to him. So this week, what we're going to chat about on the Friday Video Blab is about Facebook Live video. Now that I've got the Blab working, I've got the camera set up again. Focus isn't great, but hey, we'll play around with that again. And I've also got my my iPhone ready, set up in a moment to go live on a Facebook Live. So that's actually attached to my little mini desk tripod, and I'll just get that set back up there because we've had lots of conversations due to another fellow speaker, Claire Boyles, who is a social media coach in the UK. She was talking at Thames Valley with other fabulous professional speakers. Oh, where did I get that tripod? Amazon. All my tripods come from Amazon. But actually, April, that's the tripod, the desk tripod. This is the little Moby magnetic tripod. Now, for anybody who's asking, oh, where did you get that? How does that work? Where's that from? Actually had another fabulous chat today with the wonderful Zefzan from Momentum Tribe. Go to Facebook and go and join up with Momentum Tribe if you're a live streamer, because she and I, we think we're going to do a session all about the gear and what we women want that works for us. And that Zefzan and I have already spent a fortune on, so that you know, so you don't have to go out there and spend a fortune. We'll show you all the fun gear and all the fun gadgets. Yeah, love Zefzan. April, yeah, she's absolutely fantastic. I love her too. So now, where was I? Oh yes, the reason we're doing the Blab today about Facebook Live video is twofold. First of all, Claire Boyles, my speaking friend, was at PSA, Professional Speaking Association, Thames Valley meeting, where she met up with fellow members, one of whom is Frank Furness, who is one of the UK's leading speakers, and he always has amazing gadgets and gizmos, and he's on television a lot, he does a lot of appearances, a lot of media, and he speaks all around the world. So Claire was actually interviewing him and also our CEO of the Professional Speaking Association, UK and Ireland, Graham Jones, who is a social media psychologist. Always like the sound of that. Carol, that's something you and I should chat about, social media psychology. Oh, sounds very posh. You need to meet him. So they both did quick clips for Claire on tips for Facebook Live video. So Frank was talking about the gear, and Graham was talking about mindset, simply do it, which is one of the things that I'm always going on about with confidence on camera. You ain't going to get no confidence on camera unless you actually do it. And Facebook Live video has been one of the tools that I've found with clients and fellow speakers and friends that it's actually the easiest way, because it's one of those things, it's your Facebook. Yes, it's on your personal page, which may be your business page, depending on how you're promoting yourself on Facebook. And you can actually then share it across to your business page. But the joy is with the video, the live stream video there, you can actually go and film something on your personal page, so it can be a bit more fun. It can be a bit more you. And then when you get more comfortable with getting on camera, friend of mine, wonderful, the wonderful Orla, Orla Blaney, I knew her from Coca-Cola days. She was the head of McCann Erickson big marketing PR company here, well, global, massive global. And she actually ran McCann's in Ireland for a number of years. And she's saying, thanks very much to Lottie. I've been using Facebook Live video on the beach, doing some fun stuff for her family and friends. So start with that if you don't know where to start with your video. And then migrate and start to come up with the quick tips. Now, Carol Smith, you and I are talking about when you're on your fabulous trip to Africa on safari. Ooh, business trip. Yes, because look, I'm doing Facebook Live videos every day. Woohoo! Love the thought of that. And I can't wait to see how your travel can inspire your business social media via video. People that you meet, interviews that you could do. Can't wait to see it, Carol. So there you go. That's your homework for your holiday trip. And I think I'll be doing a few of those myself when we're over in Italy. Steve and I were just talking. We're going at the end of August, September time, and thinking, ooh, watching the wine show on Channel 4, I think it is, with two of my favourite actors, Matthew Good, who was in Downton Abbey and all sorts of amazing things. And they've been doing the wine show, traveling around Italy. And I said to Steve, that's maybe what we should be doing. And I'll take the Facebook Live video with me everywhere we go and do some of those. And maybe I'll get to Blab, maybe I won't. But with the Facebook Live, part of the conversation from the tips with Claire is then was chatting with my great mate, Shelley Taylor-Smith, who is a 7-time world champion marathon swimmer from the 90s. Just a few years ago, an absolute superwoman, and she does a lot of videos. Hello to Kyle, lovely to see you, Kyle. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Friday Video Blab, just chatting Facebook Live video. And actually, I'm going to go live on Facebook before I tell you the next bit of this story. So let's go live on Facebook as well. So I'm going to get the camera ready. I've already done my write-up here on Facebook. So I'm just going to press go live and it'll count down 3, 2, 1. And it's trying to reconnect. The joys of technology. And now I am live on Facebook. So you can look at me, looking at me on the screen with Facebook Live video and also on the Friday Video Blab. But I'm going to leave I'm just moved literally. I've just put the Blab camera, the smartphone, the iPhone on top of the desk tripod, down on the desk, so it's nice and steady. But I've also got, you would have seen that the camera there was in portrait mode, which is the vertical mode. So this way up, rather than landscape mode, which is this way. So normally when you're filming your video, this came up because of the story with Shelley, this particular tip, because she was saying, Lottie, Facebook Live video, I'm here in Turkey. Yes, she went to Turkey. There was an open water swim in Turkey and she had an amazing time, was treated fabulously by all the people who invited her there because of what had happened before last weekend. And she was doing Facebook Live videos, she was recording videos, but what she was saying that in Turkey, it was really strange. Here in Ireland, we're ending up with a square frame. For anybody who's watching on Facebook Live video, you'll see me now. A bit like this on Blab. This is the square framing. But as many of you, and hello Christine and hello Dermot, who've just joined me on Facebook Live video. We're on the Blab too. Hello Michelle, just joined on the Facebook Live video, live on the Blab. We've got people in both rooms. I love it. And hello Elliot, one of my nephews. Hey Elliot, who's also doing film studies. Yay, lovely to see you on Facebook Live too. But so let's get back to the point. Facebook Live video. Most of the time in our part of the world, we see Facebook Live square like this. Now, the conversations that we've been having in both Blab Nation and also in Born to Livestream, which are two of Facebook's leading live streamers. If you're a live streamer and serious about it and serious about getting your business live streaming, then you need to go and ask to request to join those two. So that's Blab Nation, about blabbing with the wonderful Jonathan Tripp, and also the Born to Livestream, which is Barbara Tomlin, and she is, both of these people are amazing. And also Momentum Tribe with Zefzan too, because she is super woman. We're going to do things. Zeph and I and the team there from Momentum Tribe, we're going to do more fun things and get more video and live stream out there and coaching, free coaching out there for everybody. So what the conversation was is that because of Shelley, I did a Facebook live video of watching her with her live video where she had, has anybody noticed, if you hold the phone portrait and you upload that video to YouTube, you get the black lines down the side and it's kind of, you're boxed in this narrow frame. Now that's what usually happens if you hold the phone portrait and you pre-record a video to upload to either Facebook or to YouTube. If you hold the phone sideways, which is landscape, so as if you are watching something, as if you're watching something on your phone, or it's like a TV screen, the shape of your computer screen, the shape of your TV screen, that's called landscape. And the reason I'm saying this is because there are no silly questions, but Shelley was saying, but which is which is portrait, which is landscape? I'm not quite sure. Ah, now you're confusing me. Ah. So there, never fear. If you have a question like that, simply ask it. And hello to Tracy, who's just joined us there on Facebook as well. So when you are Facebook Live videoing here in the UK and Ireland, as far as I know, most parts of Ireland at least, we have this square screen. What Shelley was getting, as I said, was the portrait frame, or if she tried to film landscape then she was on her side. So I actually did a demo with the camera of turning from portrait to landscape, and you can see in my Facebook feed that that's what happened. Now, the conversation then on the Facebook group of Born to Livestream, Krishna Day is one of our fabulous she is a periscoping queen. She is a live streams across Ireland and the UK. She has born to Livestream. I think it's it's not Born to Livestream. That's the Facebook group. Livestream Insiders. That's it. She and her livestream partner, they have a regular Blab show called Livestream Insiders. So go to krishnaday.me, KRISHNADE.me. That's her website. And she's got lots of free tips on blabbing, on Periscope, on Instagram. I don't Instagram, I don't Periscope. One of the reasons that she was saying that in the conversation on Born to Livestream is that when most of Instagram and Periscope are actually set up for filming portrait, but the rumors apparently are that Facebook now are setting up Facebook Live video to film landscape. So that's why there's the confusion at the moment of how you film it. Now, a couple of reasons that Krishna was saying that filming with your phone portrait is easier is A, it's easy to hold on to, and where the microphones are, you can actually hold on to a phone. I don't have a spare phone on my desk to hold on to it right now, but you can hold on. There's my glasses case. Let's pretend that's the phone. You can hold on to the phone and you can almost kind of try and protect where the microphone might be. If it's windy, if you don't have an external mic, though you really should, if you're filming regularly, please do get yourself an external mic for your Facebook Live video. And she's saying that the rumor is that Facebook are moving towards landscape. So even though we'll see this square, still it may turn so that it may be changed so that we'll actually see the landscape format on Facebook Live video, which for me, I love, because it's like we would film normally for posting things on YouTube or posting videos, pre-recorded videos up there. So what do you think about that? Does that make sense to you? Can you just type in for me, do you prefer filming portrait or do you prefer filming and holding the camera landscape? I prefer landscape as well, because most of the tools, most of the tripod tools that you'll get, actually, if I show you, you'll be able to see this on Blab. This little clip that I've got holding the iPhone on the Facebook Live video here, Elliot's saying on Facebook Live, landscape definitely prefers filming that way. You see the little clip? This is actually designed, most of the clips that you clip your iPhone into are designed for filming landscape when you put them onto a tripod. So I've actually got the phone attached here with the possibility that if I was moving around, it could very easily slip out, which is why most of the time, do I have it here? Stay there, I'll be back in a second. Got to get my new tripod. Aha! Here we go. This is my new full-size portable selfie stick tripod. Most of the time, I prefer one of these little clips because you can then, it can extend for a bigger phone. You can then swizzle it round, and but it's solidly in there, so you can clip in properly. And this is my new tripod, which is a selfie stick that you can film with. Love it. Yes, we'll do a proper one of these with Zefzan from Momentum Tribe. It then clips down. That then becomes the tripod. And then this extension cable, each one of these little rings that you pull out, this is an extension. Ha ha! And how high does it go? It goes as high as sitting, but it then also goes as high as standing. So this actually is, when it's fully extended, folks, this is actually nearly 6 feet tall. So you can't even get it all in shot. So that is my new favorite toy. I'll just pop that behind me here. My new favorite toy, but with the proper hook, so that you can film either landscape or portrait and know that your phone is actually clipped in there properly. Now, reason I love this for Facebook Live is that you can set it up and you can step away. And then obviously I would have the microphone cable attached to the smartphone, my iPhone 6S, for doing Facebook Live videos. And hello to Bob. Hello, Bob. We've just been talking about you, Mrs. And talking about Born to Live Stream with the conversation that came in here. So one of the conversations that Bob posted and the team that we were chatting in there is, A, how do you prefer filming? What's easiest for you? B, why do you think it is that either portrait or landscape? And Elliot came back saying landscape, definitely. Why is it that you prefer filming that way? For me, it's purely most of the equipment is set up that way. And then if you're pre-recording, posting to YouTube, posting to Vimeo, posting online, most of the screens that we watch on are landscape shaped. So I'm always thinking from the viewer's point of view, it's easier to watch landscape way round. That always looks better. When it's this way, it's always small. And bearing in mind, the other conversation that we were having this week, bearing in mind, these are my distance glasses here. But when I put these on, I can't even see the comments that are coming up here. So half the time, I actually have to put my reading glasses on to be able to see. I can hardly even see you guys. I used to do all my TV with no glasses. I used to love it. It's fabulous. Could run around, do crazy things. But now I'm getting, we won't say older. We'll just say, now I'm getting wiser and more worldly. We have reading glasses. But the other great thing with this, I did a quick video clip. Barb, thank you very much for sharing with the Born to Live Stream team, actually, was because at my opticians, didn't even realize that your glasses slipping down your nose, if they're not tight enough, the difference between having them where they should be at the top of your nose and sliding down just a little bit further down your nose is a whole point in your prescription. What does that mean for anybody who doesn't wear glasses? What it means is literally what I said in the video is if your glasses slip down, it means you might be having to do this and step back and like lean back. Explains so much for me because that's what I actually used to do all the time. So chatting between Blab and Facebook Live. And so now I can, by pushing the glasses up properly in place, yeah, you may have your, I end up with my eyelashes rubbing up against the back of the glasses frames, but at least I can now read and see. Oh, and Barbara's just said, good morning, Lottie, looking gorgeous today. See, I can read lovely comments like that. So, thank you, Bob. That's very, very lovely of you. Appreciate that. Oh, got to take the good, got to take the bad too. So it kind of makes up for it. Makes up for the bad things that you're feeling about yourself. Just have somebody lovely like Barb turning around and saying, you're looking lovely today. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Yeah, but anyway, getting back to the glasses, when you, as I said, so always make sure that your glasses are in the right place when you're wearing those on screen. And the other point of the tip was that if you have your glasses down at the wrong place, you can already see on the Blab camera, you can't see my eyes, and the same kind of thing on the Facebook Live video, unless I do that. So that's when we end up with the double chin. And also, as I lean back, I'm not doing anything to my voice here, but you can hear what's happening to my voice. You can hear I'm actually crushing my windpipe. I'm crushing my throat here. So, and that's not very nice after a while. So always have the glasses in the right place. We can see your eyes properly. Yay, we like to see people's eyes, because this is, as I'm always saying, this is the golden triangle. This is the eyes are in the top third of the screen, so that we focus on the eyes and the mouth. All the viewers, this is where we get your likability, your credibility, your trust always comes from the golden triangle here. And the other fabulous tip from the optician, fabulous tips from politicians this week. More comedy from our politicians, both in the UK, Ireland, and in America, and probably other places in the world. Having a bit of comedy from all our politicians right now. But the optician was saying, one I didn't realise, because I've got one dodgy eye from years ago, which is why this one always looks a bit tired, because this is the one that does all the work, you see. So this is the one I have to actually open my eyes, because otherwise I'll be on camera looking half asleep with one eye. But what's happening for me, apparently, is there's not enough fluid in my eyes. Another great tip, apart from pushing your glasses up in the right place, is sip water regularly. I'm a glugger. I will have half a glass of water and I will down that. But what the optician was saying is that if you glug your water, it's just going to pass straight through you. And one of the most important things with our eyesight is that we have a constant, clear, lovely, fluid stream of tears. Not stream of tears, but flow of tears across our eyeballs, because that actually helps us to see. And when you're doing video and you're on camera, a lot of the time, because you're talking to the camera, and if you don't learn to blink at the right time, a lot of people will end up staring at the camera. If I'm staring at the Facebook Live camera, now my eyes already are starting to sting, because I know this. The sipping the water keeps your liquid constant. So by having, by keeping that fluid constant, you're keeping fluid constant around your eyes. Blinking is what spreads the fluid around your eyes, and that's going to allow you to spend longer on camera, allow you to be able to do your Facebook Live video, your blabs, your live streaming. Zeph Sam was talking about doing a 24-hour live stream with co-presenters as a summit back in early 2017. Now, if you're going to be 24 hours on and off on camera, your eyes are going to be very, very tired. So make sure that your eyes are working so that you can see the messages that you get from people on Facebook Live, from your people on your blabs, and that you can actually then interact with people. So without my reading glasses and without having my eyes working for me, it's really difficult to connect and interact with people on any of the live stream mediums that you've got here. Even if you're doing a Facebook Live video and you don't want to interact, you're just jumping on camera to share a story or share some ideas, as I should have done last week when Pokemon Go was all good. We did the very first Pokemon in Hong Kong when I was doing all my voiceovers back in 1990s, about 95, 96, I think it was. And the Japanese sent the Pokemon cartoons to us, and we did the whole first series. And I was like, yeah, I was the first voice of Pikachu. I used to have a crazy little voice like this. But I think I was also the little boy who was Pikachu, because Pikachu doesn't really speak that much. But we always used to have to do 3 or 4 different characters doing all the voiceovers for all these crazy Japanese cartoons. Darumpa was one of my favorites. She was a ghost that used to jump through walls, and she was Darumpa, jumping through in Japanese height. Always great fun. And that was Darumpa's voice. And then crazy things with little boys at school showing the teacher their willy. Very strange Japanese anime, really weird. But hey, these days, everybody's walking around. So if you're going to be Facebook Living, if you're going to be Pokemon Going, you want to make sure your eyes are working for you. But please, if you are Pokemon Going, don't come in front of our house. Thank you very much, because Steve found one outside our house, but hopefully he sent it away. But secondly, please look where you're going when you're doing that kind of thing. If your kids are doing it, please, safety on cameras that as well. That's one of the other topics we want to be talking about with the Momentum Tribe. I'm just going to move this out of the way so it's not sticking out of my ear. We want to be talking about kids on camera, safety for kids on camera, what they should and shouldn't be filming. Thinking about that for your Facebook Live video. If you teens on screen, kids on camera, teens on screen, hashtag teens on screen. Watch out where you're filming with your Facebook Live video. I noticed I did it even myself the other day. There's me filming outside the front and then saying things that you say, oh yeah, we're away. Oh, here's the car. And that's where I keep the car keys. And then we're away on holidays for the whole of October. Just have a quick think for yourself what information you are sharing, which is why it was lovely seeing Orla Blaney on the beach actually the other day, because she was simply wandering around on the beach and saying thank you very much, Lottie, for giving me the confidence to get on camera, which is great. Always love seeing that. And Facebook Live is so fantastic a way to do that. So, but part of it is the interaction. So while you're there on Blab, I'm just going to go and say hello to some people on Facebook Live. Christine Marsh, first encounter with Lottie and loving your session. Thank you very much, Christine. That's very lovely. Thank you very much. Elliot, do I have a YouTube, Lottie? Yes, I do, Elliot. My YouTube is, if you go and search for Press Play Presentations, that's actually my business name. So Press Play Presentations. And the reason that came about is A, you've got to press play, but B, you've got to press play in here to get on camera. Everything, the confidence on camera is the book and the training side of things and the program and the speaking. But if you don't press play, allow yourself to play, be a big kid again. Be a big teen on screen. Be a big kid on camera. If you don't let that happen, and you're always worried about how you're going to be perceived and what people are going to say about you. And business is terribly serious business. And we're going to be terribly serious about our serious business. If you keep doing that, nobody's going to like you. And as we're always saying every week, likability is the key factor. So people will not trust or believe in you until they like you. So you are allowed to be the personality that you are. And now, I always talk about confidence, credibility, and charisma. Some people say, oh, well, not everybody has charisma. Sorry, load of. Because if you have friends, if you have colleagues who listen to you, who love to listen to you telling stories, or love to interact with you, or people who are willing to sit down and have a cup of coffee with you, complete strangers, you or family or friends, if people want to talk with you and converse with you, you have your own style of charisma. And we're lucky enough actually in September, on September the 25th in Dublin, to have the charisma coach, Nikki Owen, who is another fellow professional speaker from the UK, who's going to be coming over to talk to us about the energy, the power of discovering your charisma and allowing that charisma to let people be drawn towards you, because that's part of it. The likability factor is that. And I always feel a lot of it comes from getting over yourself. As I always say, ego at the door. There ain't no ego on screen. It's too easy to make a complete fool of yourself on this, unless you are willing to laugh at yourself and to keep going no matter what happens, which is another reason why live stream, why Blab, why Facebook Live are so fantastic, because you have to simply keep going if it's just you on screen. And people may say lovely things about you. You're rocking it, girlfriend. What a character you are. Thank you very much, Bob. Still on a roll. So resonate with everything you're saying. Thank you very much, Bob. That's brilliant to hear. Thank you. But unless you can take that, the positive sides, take that with a pinch of salt. And also, when anybody says anything negative about you, you have to take that with a pinch of salt too, because there are going to be people who are going to go, ugh, don't like her. Ugh, she's awful. Ugh. As I always say, I've had comments back in the day, fat and ugly, fugly. And that's just a troll having a bad day. That's not my responsibility. What is my responsibility is how I react and interact with that. That's my mindset of confidence on camera. You choose to use the mindset that you have of positive or negative. You choose the words you use. You choose the way you set yourself up. You choose your background. You choose your outfit. Make sure you're confident. Oh, and make sure you cut these blooming things off a new top. Hate those girls. Don't we hate these? Boys, you don't have to put up with things like that, but they always end up creeping out on the top. So sorry. So when crazy things like that happen, you have a laugh and you keep going. And that's half the fun. No, you can't, as I said, you can't please everybody all the time. So stop trying to, because that's when live streaming and video becomes difficult to do. So that's been the half hour, just over half an hour today. We started off for the Friday 15-minute video blab, but now because of live streaming and actually doing the interviews, they've become half an hour, they've become 45 minutes. And today was chatting about Facebook Live video, a couple of tips of why we're seeing the different setups on screen. Actually, Barb, if anybody wants to jump in on Blab and say, let us know what you're seeing in your part of the world when you use Facebook Live videos. Are you seeing the black lines down the side, or are you already set up for landscape filming on Facebook Live video? Any tips that you have for us for filming Facebook Live video, please. Barb, you've just joined us in Blab 2. Want to jump on camera? Come on in. And when you are invited, folks, if you haven't done much live streaming, this is the perfect time to do it. Somebody opens up an invitation on Blab. Forget if you're ladies camera ready with the face and the perfect outfit. No, it's somebody else's Blab. You don't have to be perfect looking. And I've decided to do Facebook Live videos whether I've got makeup on or not. I've just decided, woohoo, here's an opportunity. Here's a story. I'm going to jump on camera. Whether I'm wearing the right thing, whether I've got the face on, whether I've done the hair. No, simply jumping on Facebook Live and simply doing it. That's the trick to your confidence on camera when you are live streaming. So if anybody, please, would love to jump in with any questions or let us know. Elliot's saying I might have to give Blab a go. Yes, Elliot, I think you should. As a film student, you should be. Actually, you should have graduated by now, and then come over to Dublin, and you can come and be my intern for a while. Go, Elliot. Always good to ask the family first. Oh, Barb's just saying she can't jump on Blab right now. My crew is not awake. Now, the reason Barb's saying that is she's actually over in the US, and it's early morning, so it's lunchtime here for us in the UK and Ireland. Elliot, if you were over in the Middle East, it would be late afternoon, tea time for you guys there. And it's early morning, 6 a.m. Well, there you go. So Barb is obviously West Coast in the States. So Barb, thank you very much for even noticing and jumping into Facebook Live and coming and say hello. Really appreciate that. This is the time I always think that you can actually reach all the way across the world. Hopefully we're going to try and have my friend Shelley, my marathon swimming friend Shelley, who is going to come and ask the questions. As I said, there are no silly questions. And I was going to say to Shelley, look what you left behind, Shells. I'm going to stick this in the cupboard for when you're back in Ireland next year. This hat has been with Shelley on many a boat, swimming around many an ocean around the world, from cold water in Russia, ice swimming, through to Italy just recently, and sadly didn't get to make it to Turkey just recently. And one of the lovely things that Shelley was actually there to do. Oh, see, there goes the hair. Doesn't matter. Just get on with it. One of the lovely things Shelley was able to do, Anzac Day for any Australian or Kiwi who knows, is the 25th or 26th of they're going to take away my Kiwi passport if I'm not careful, if I can't remember when Anzac Day is. Oh gosh, does anybody remember? I think it's April. I think it's either February. No, it's not. It's earlier than that. I think it's February. But Anzac Day is the memorial for Gallipoli. And what the Turkish marathon swim team actually did is they took their guests, Shelley being one of the people that was invited, to swim and do a swim at Gallipoli in the seas there in, I think it's the Dardanelles, pretty sure it's the Dardanelles, where so many thousands of soldiers were killed back in 1916, 1914 to 1916. So that was an amazing opportunity for people to be able to go there, no matter what was going on. And there's so much scary stuff going on in the world right now. Like Elliot's saying, you're in France right now. There's all the stuff that's going on in France, people in Germany, what's going on in America, what's going on all over the world, and what happened in Turkey, even with would have been quite good if it had happened, but didn't happen. But there we go. But apparently it's the people that are so fantastic. And no matter where we are in the world, there are always fantastic, amazing people. And I think that's one of the lovely things about live stream, is that we can use these tools to connect with people all around the world who are the lovely people that we want to connect, build a tribe with, build a community with. And then you never know what business is going to come out of it. And I think especially as women, we tend to build those connections really, really well. So it's lovely to see the ladies that are in the room with me in Blab today. And Barb's actually saying that the broadcast quality is much better in Facebook. Yes, I know. For some reason, Barb, my HD webcam isn't refocusing, isn't auto-focusing. So I've got to go back and retest it. But hey, considering last week I completely lost the whole Blab and had to leave my guest on their own, chatting away to themselves with my guests, helping my viewer guests, helping my actual guest keep going on screen. And the topic was how to get yourself on screen, whether you feel like it or not. I think that's absolutely perfectly appropriate, really. At least the fact that I have got the Blab working and the Facebook Live working at the same time is brilliant. So very happy with that. Now, next week, another great meeting I had this week was with wonderful Remy Daniel, who is dvtv.ie is his company. And he's been doing community interviews, community projects, filming as production. I mean, he's from Nigeria originally, and he learned his film TV production here in Ireland, in Dunleary at a college. And he's just set up his business. He was in a band. He was a music producer. He had a music studio here in Ireland and has moved into video production over the last few years. And he was saying, I said, right, come in, give us some tips as a photographer and as a videographer. And sadly, he's filming today, so he couldn't. But next week, I have very special visitors with me here in Ireland. One of my second best buddy from my second school, not my second best buddy, my best buddy, because sadly my bestest buddy, she's the one who passed away a couple of months ago in LA. Got her funeral next month, actually. So we'll be going to that in the UK. But my other bestest buddy, who was my maid of honor, my one bridesmaid at the wedding, because she knew Steve when Steve and I went out with each other at university and then got married 18 years later. Danielle was there, and her husband was the head of fashion photography at the London University. Now, I haven't asked yet, but Danielle years ago was a model. And also with Ed, with his photography, he is a portrait specialist, and he's taken photos of all sorts of through the 70s and 80s. Marie Helvin, anybody who's that old will know she was an amazing model back in the day. He's also the fantastic photographer. With Steve and I went to London recently at the Imperial War Museum with the photographs of nuclear campaigns and nuclear disarmament protests. He took all of those photographs. So I'm going to see if I can get Ed to come on and talk about framing you on screen for video and live stream. So what is the difference of how you would frame yourself in this square shot? How would you frame yourself if you are filming portrait? How would you frame yourself if you're filming landscape to upload to YouTube or Vimeo? So hopefully we'll convince Ed to get on there. I had a great chat with Naomi Denning, my mate from Hong Kong, and managed to convince her to get on screen with the Blab a few weeks ago about how to get your guests to come on screen with you. So I'll hopefully have a live interview here with Ed sitting next to me, and we'll see how we can do that. for framing, because I don't think that's a topic. Bob's just saying on Facebook, it's a great topic to have Ed cover. Well, I think as a photography lecturer, it's a no-brainer, really, if I can convince him to come on. So let's keep our fingers crossed, folks. I will send Ed a message out now. And then Danielle, she's a green-fingered Sicilian, half Sicilian woman who needs to then help me redo my garden. Another friend, Oki, helped clean it all up for me, and now we've got to replant things in. So everybody's waking up in America. It's 2:15. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this, and hope that's given you some ideas, some tips for doing your Facebook Live videos. Well, really about the framing within there. How's it looking? We'll do a proper tips. I'll chat to Claire when she's got her article coming out, where she's got all the video tips from expert speakers around the world, myself included. I did a clip for her, so that'll be coming out soon. I'll post that up for you, and then we'll do a blab about specifically Facebook Live video tips for presenting and planning what you're going to do in your face. Excuse me. Need some more water. The optician would be proud of me. We'll have a conversation about Facebook Live video, and I'd love for that to have a few more people involved. So please do let me know. Stick a notice in there in the blab or in Facebook. Hello, Kapil Khanna, who's a great conference organizer, does the All Ireland Business Summit and fantastic conferences here in Ireland. So that's it. Thank you. Thanks, Bobs, for your comments. Thanks to everybody for your comments in the blab as well. Thanks for joining us on Facebook here, Facebook Live. Great to be able to do the two, even though you have to chop and change between the two cameras. Put them close together. Maybe that's what I need to do, but then I can't see the comments from the people on Blab. I'll have to be doing that around the side. So see you next week. Thanks, Carol. Thanks, April, for April Bursting Autism on Blab, for being there as well. And have a lovely, we've got a long weekend here in Ireland. So happy long weekend. Bank holiday, August. I think you've got it in the UK as well. Enjoy. See you same time, same place next week for the Friday video blab. Ciao. Said goodbye to Facebook, and now I'll say goodbye on the blab as well. Ciao, folks. Have a great weekend. Bye.